It would be nice if it was easier to climb into my Tacoma. Today, I'm going to show you step by step how to install these two-step running boards for the new 4th gen Tacoma, including all of my mistakes so you know what not to do. Plus, I'm going to let you know how well they've held up so far. So let's get into it. Huge thanks to Lasfit for sending me these. Use the link in the description if you want to get yours. Now I am installing all of these on a new 4th gen Tacoma double cab. The playlist for this build and full review are in the description as well. So let's unbox this thing. Now this is a big heavy box, so it may take 2 people to move this around. Unfortunately, mine were dented. I blame FedEx for that one, as I'm sure it didn't leave the factory dented. Still to this day have not had a positive experience with FedEx, so thanks for nothing as usual. Inside you got your running boards, of course, and all the mounts and screws. Be warned, the instructions aren't really instructions, it's more like a reference sheet.
Oh Lord.
You'll have mounts that go in the front, in the middle, and 2 in the back on each side. Make sure you reference the sheet to make sure you are grabbing the correct mount for the correct side. Set them all aside so you don't get mixed up. This is step 1. Now you need to connect all of the mounts to the rail. So you will need a 13mm socket for all of the screws and the nuts for the assembly. Now that we know which brackets go where, each bracket will need 2 screws, locking washer, and then washer and a nut for each bracket. The middles and the rears all look exactly the same, except the middle will have these 2 longer holes compared to the rear's single hole. Okay. Rear, middle, even though they have the same exact shape and everything. And there is an order to it. You need the screw, the locking washer, a washer. On the other side, inside the rail, put the washer and then the nut. Make sure to hand tighten these. Don't fully tighten them. You'll do that once they're on the truck. For now, just have them on so they're solid enough to hold the weight of the rails. This is because you don't actually know where the screw holes are exactly under the truck, so it gives you that wiggle room that you need. Repeat these steps for all 4 mounts. I recommend adding all mounts to all rails before you start installing them on the truck. And this is what it should look like fully assembled.
How the fuck am I gonna do this?
Now that your rails are complete, we need to remove these 8 screws under the truck. These screws will be reused to attach the rails to the truck. You will need a 12mm socket for these screws. For me, the right side of the truck needed all of the elbow grease I had to get them off. I even smacked my hand on the rail trying to get this socket off because my drill was not strong enough. That definitely hurt for a few days.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Hopefully you don't have such a hard time. I recommend a breaker bar if you can't get it off. Just make sure you have the right adapters for a 12mm socket. I did not, so that required another trip to Home Depot. Also, if the footage in this video looks like it was shot on different days, that's because it was. It's November and I had like 2 hours of daylight to get this done alone, and I kind of started late into the day. Also, the Home Depot run did not help. Now to actually attach these to the truck, ideally you have your truck lifted a bit, or you have your wife with you to help. It has to be your wife. It won't work with anyone else. Sorry. If you don't have a wife, you can replace them with 2 sleeping bags. You need to attach the front and back screws tight enough so it won't just dangle. This is really difficult to do without lifting the opposite end, and these are pretty heavy, so whatever works for you to lift that other end while you attach the first screws. This is the hardest part of the install. Again, this is why you didn't want to fully tighten those mount screws. You'll need to adjust each mount so they actually line up with the mounting point. And once they're all aligned, you just go about tightening them with your drill and some extra elbow grease just to make sure it's tight. And finally, don't forget to tighten the final bolts that you hand tightened earlier. Of course, you're going to repeat all of this again for the other side. And that's it. You will have these awesome heavy-duty running boards. It's a 2-step rail, so one to get in and another one in the middle to reach the roof of the truck. Very useful for cleaning the roof or if you have a roof rack up there. And these are sturdy. They are rated for 600 pounds. Also, not slippery. Even when they are completely soaked and everything is wet, including your shoes, this is non-slip, and that's a huge plus. I've been super happy with them. And these running boards pair nicely with the Lasfit bed mats, car mats, and switchback LEDs. Feel free to subscribe if you don't want to miss that install video. So what do you think? Do you like these running boards? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to use the links in the description and my special code to get 18% off of yours. And if you made it to the end, go ahead and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.